Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the A2theP Show with me, Thomas, and my friend Stefano. We'll be discussing the games from the weekend, Premier League Week 2. Yeah, this is what we're here for. And we're going to talk about, obviously, like certain things that, not shocking, but the first game of the weekend wasn't really a shock because we think United are poor anyway. But they've started off the second game of the season with a defeat. But we'll get more into it and we'll talk about how the table is shaping up. But yeah, that's it for me. How are you doing, Stefano?
I'm great, bro. I'm good. I'm seeing you with a clean setup, looking good with a new camera as well.
Mm, mm, yeah, it's a birthday gift. Thank you, Emily. And you know what? She's probably not watching because she's got work in the morning. So I'll send her a text message, or even just call her tomorrow and say this is actually really nice because she made. She said she was looking for one for a long time, and then she found one in public, and the guy was like, "Yeah, these are the best ones for streaming." But this laptop's not even mine, so I need to be a bit careful with it. So yeah,
I need to do the same and to get some equipment as well.
yeah.
Microphone, camera.
They
It'll be
say
great.
slowly, slowly. Can I see the fan? Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah. So let's dive into it here, Stefani. The first game, first game, Manchester United. Well, Brighton, Manchester United. I have to be honest. When it happened, I wasn't surprised because of how like lately, and I saw a stat today. The last 5 games that he's had with Brighton, he's been beaten 4 of them, and he's only won one. Um, so Ten Hag record is pretty shocking, to be honest. Um, so yeah, I think we said this the other week. I there was some United fans I saw online saying that they look different from last year and stuff. But it's the first game of the season, blah blah blah. I saw opposite. I think it's going to be the same old, same old. And we said that the best they can hope for is probably top four would be the top best, but maybe top six would be the aim anyway. So I
Yeah.
wasn't shocked to be honest. I wasn't really shocked. I know they had was it 2 goals disallowed in that game as well. But anyway, talk me through it there because like I wasn't shocked anyway, and I think Brighton's. And another thing I saw, a stat that I saw with Brighton, um, that team cost £10 million less than Anthony. So just imagine. So United are just, uh, in my, I mean, be honest, what player did they buy in the summer that you thought I want that for Liverpool?
Uh, Zex is good. I like Zexy, but we
Hmm.
have enough forwards, so in the middle, it's better than Nunez, in my opinion. He offers something different. He's something that we need at least up front. We got Joa, so I don't know, man. From their signings, they leaked. We need a centre back, but even him, he hasn't been good since he's left Ajax. I don't know, man. I wouldn't mind the leaked, I'll be honest,
Okay.
but he just lacks some awareness at times, in my opinion. Have you seen the ball watching from everyone from that goal? It was just horrendous. Nobody marked Pedro. Nobody saw him. Everyone was just looking at the ball instead of pressing it or trying to attack it. And no one even looked behind if there was someone to head it. And it was so basic. It was so basic. You knew it. It's the last minute. It's the last chance. All you do is just ball watch. You try to clear out the ball. You didn't manage to. And then you go and concede a very easy goal. It just shows you there's a lack of communication and a lack of mentality from them.
Yeah. Yep.
It's just as clear as that. I don't think their players are bad. I think it's just a lack of mentality. And the manager as well doesn't help either when he just does idiotic things and plays this kind of football.
I mean, we'll get to the manager. I mean, well, now we'll get to the manager now. But or my brother was telling me, I honestly, because I said I don't understand why they just didn't say thank you for the FA Cup, well done, but we're going to look for something else because we need something else. And he reckons he honestly believes they didn't do that because they wasn't sure who was next in line to get the job. I know there's this little whispers, sorry, about Rudolf Nistelrooy, but that's like Arsenal having Thierry Henry on the bench as a coach and go, yeah, Thierry Henry's going to be the next guy in charge. I think I don't even know what that achieves, to be honest. Um, and I'm sorry, this change that he made, McTominay for Bruno Fernandes, this is the thing.
But
Like, if I was a United fan, I'll be. Do you know what? It's weird to say this, Stefano, but I always said that when I look at big clubs, as much as I hate them because a lot of people hate them. Let's be honest, especially during the '90s. Um, you kind of not admire them, but like respect them because they're a big club and they achieve things. A bit like with yourselves, Medor with Man City, Chelsea now as well, or Chelsea before. But I don't get how when I watch United now, I just think who fears them? Who is scared of them? Nobody's scared of them. It's been like that for a long time now, a long time.
yeah, yeah, they're they're that kind of team that everyone makes fun of instead of being scared of. They have been banter for them. Remember how Arsenal banter era was around? That thing for them for the last since Fergie left. But they've
Yeah,
won stuff. They've won stuff as well. It's not like they've done nothing. It's not like Tottenham. Since the League Cup, they haven't done anything since
yeah,
'08.
yeah,
So they've won Europa League, they won the FA Cup, they won the community, not community, the League Cup. They won trophies and then finished second twice ever since Fergie left. They haven't been in any title races, but they still managed to keep themselves relevant, at least. And they're always going to be relevant whether they win or lose because they're Man United. Simple as that.
yeah, yeah.
Is that's the clout they have.
If you're betting on this, do you think he'll be there much longer if it carries on, or do you reckon this year they'll be like, nah, we need to change quickly?
But I'll be shocked if he stays. I'll be shocked because Ineos are going to show that they're not serious if they don't sack him.
Yeah, yeah,
Which they're already trying to do this whole new thing, this project, Man United. And they're trying to do whole rebuild when they're renewing contracts and keeping players. Shouldn't even be there at the club. So it just shows me that they sign good players, but at the same time, there's glazes as well at the club. So not everything is fun and rosy. They still have a long, long way ahead of them to get where they want to be. It's going to take time. Even sacking him, I don't know. It's going to make a difference on the pitch. Of course, it's going to make. And if whether Root is going to be the new one after him or someone else, it just depends. But you ain't going to get anywhere where you want to be.
yeah,
Either way, because you got some players that just below average at your club. And you should get rid. Players like Luke Shaw, who's just there over the last 10 years. Done nothing at the club. Been injured mostly. Wan-Bissaka,
yeah,
they got rid of him. Now McTominay is going to go to Napoli. And I don't understand Ten Hag when you're chasing the game and you're bringing on a player who's trying to leave, who's want to leave, and he's on his way out. And he shouldn't be, because he should have been even in the squad. And Sancho is not in the squad. So for me, it doesn't make any sense. And he's trying to throw him out and get rid, where apparently the whole thing has been solved with him. This doesn't make
yeah.
sense.
I mean, there's two ways of looking at it. Like from when you speak to United fans, a lot of them are like the ones that are with him are like, yeah, but look at Arsenal, blah 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 blah. and then you look at the other side of it. It's like, nah, it's just bad. I mean, in a way, the Arteta thing is a good point, but I didn't realize even though the years that Arsenal finished eighth 2 years in a row, I think he accumulated more points every season since he's been there, Arteta. So there's been some kind of progression. With Ten Hag is the fact that his first season, and even then, when you think about it, the one thing that made me think, yeah, that is really bad, is when didn't you beat them 7-0 or 6-0, something like that, like the first year you played
Yes,
them?
in his first year.
Yeah, his first year.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then that year, I think he lost Man City 6-3. So he's got this thing in him where he has some really abysmal results, and that was when they were
yeah,
actually doing okay. Um,
kind of.
so and he's a very peculiar person, like really strange guy in my opinion, because I don't know, like he made the stupid comment the one time. If I was a United fan, I would be pissed off with him when he said we can't play the same way as I used to play at Ajax. We don't have the players, but majority of the players he's bought is from Ajax.
Yeah,
So how
it's
does
the
that
whole
make sense?
Ajax thing. It's the 2019 version when they win the Rubian Vitelica
Yeah,
champions. Do you know
yeah,
like Talik, Mazraoui, who else? Donny van de Beek was there at some point.
yeah.
Um,
Joshua Allen, who played for Southampton, Tadic as well. I
Tadic,
think that's
and Tadic,
yeah.
I don't know, is he still there?
No, I don't think he's still there. I don't think it's.
Ajax. Mm,
Yeah,
uh,
that I was surprised at that. He did quite well with Ten Hag at Ajax. They bought him from Southampton, I think, at the time. Yeah,
but he was always a good player. He
he
was
was
one of my
he was
favorite players in
decent.
the Prem.
Yeah, he
Decent.
was decent.
And they bought him
Yeah.
from the Dutch league from 20 at that time. We
So,
even money went there.
but that's the next question I was going to ask before we move on to the next game. If he does get sacked, who would you bring in? Because who is out there?
Not many options.
I mean, it's weird, isn't
Because
it?
you can say better options than this.
Well, we're talking about Manchester United, and yet every time it's been, you always hear murmurs about does Zidane never have like I don't know if it's that they're so they've ruined their reputation so much so that people don't want to go to them anymore, and that's why
Well,
they I mean even before they had they hired Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who started off well, to be fair to him, and then it just fell off completely. So
yeah.
I don't know if people are looking at United thinking, "Fuck this shit," they're crap.
I disagree because they still be bringing in players that still want to go there. Like they're still looking at players that play for top clubs, and they're willing and they're buying into it and the whole name and the whole cloud, Man
Players,
United
yeah,
and the aura of the club and all
players,
that
yeah,
stuff.
players, yes, but managers, no.
And but shouldn't it be the same for managers?
Well, okay, Jose Mourinho wasn't the last
It-
big name. I mean, let's be fair. Was Ralph Rangnick really Daxi? He did the. He's the one who kind of invented the. Was it called the Gergen pressing or whatever?
Yeah,
He had a name, I suppose, but not the same level as Mourinho. Ten Hag at the time, yeah, he had a name, but not a big name. He wasn't like
no.
a Jurgen Klopp or anything like that, or Pep. So that's what I mean. Like, I agree with you. They're signing players, but then the managers are just, I don't know. And this is the problem with when you, as much as certain clubs do it and they've done it well and they keep winning, like Chelsea and even so some must be other clubs which I can't think of, but mainly Chelsea where they've sacked managers, but they keep going and they keep winning things. But now the problem with United, they're going to get rid of this guy, and then he's got to look at their players and go, yeah, okay, I don't know if I want that guy. I don't want, like you even said, like I forget that Luke Shaw's still there. It's been fucking ages.
He's now like what second, third choice. It's just, yeah. But look at Brian, man. On the other side, look at Brian. They signed Ferdi Kadioglu
Hmm.
from Fener. Well, they're very good Euros. And it's like Matt O'Reilly from Celtic was the best player over then. He's been wanted by a lot of clubs. But the fact that Brian managed to get two top players, and it looks like that's a club. You know, like the Bebedo is not the same level as United. They ain't gonna finish higher than them, but you can see over there what they would want, what they need, and what type of players they want to bring in. And even him, 30, the left back. I mean, he's been wanted by big clubs in some. So the fact that Brian managed to pay like 35 million, something like that, to bring him in, it speaks
Yeah.
volumes. It's very, very good for them. Very promising.
Right. Though Brighton as a club is doing all right. I mean, okay, they went to Europe last year. Um, they they've got a decent club there. They seem to get it right all the time. Even when they sell their best players, they seem to replace them with something that works for them. Knowing he's a good manager, De Zerbi, so he deserves a lot of credit for what he's doing
No,
there.
it's not the same. Not the same.
It's not.
No. The Zebbi's at Marseille now.
Ah, you see, I've lost it.
Yes,
Um,
German guy. Yeah.
some German I don't know. Okay, whoops. Um, yeah, but I got you see. If they carry on like this, um, yeah. I mean, what's the best they can hope for? Probably top 6, top 7. Get some European football again, if they can
And
continue.
that's fine.
Mind
That's more
you,
than fine.
speaking of which, we're playing them now this next week coming, or this week coming.
I think you'll beat them.
Who knows? Eh? Who knows?
I mean, look, you've had your tough test in the weekend. You had your tough test, Aston Villa, and you weren't that good. Let's be real, and you still managed to walk away with 3 points over there.
Do you know what? I was going to go with Tottenham next game, but now we've gone quite nicely into Arsenal.
Arsenal.
We'll start with Arsenal before we go into Tottenham. But yeah, that I agree with you. That was an important win because last year we didn't get any points with them. Or Unai Emery's got a decent record against Arsenal. It was actually quite what's the word, like balanced game. I mean, that save from David Raya from the post, and then he got back up quickly to make that rebound save. That was
Yeah.
a really good save.
Same.
Yeah. And I have to be honest, Stefano, I wasn't sold on him when we got this guy. I was like, fuck me, like this. I don't get it because I thought Ramsdale was actually quite decent for Arsenal. But I'm starting to give Arteta credit for this one. And yeah, I think he's doing all right, Dora. Another clean sheet. Thomas Partey, I was going to say, I said this to my brother when the game was on, or when Match of the Day was on, that I think they would have, if he continued when he came back from injury, and if he didn't play well, and if he was injured again towards the end of the season, I think they would have said, yeah, let's just cut our losses and sell this guy. But I think because of his the way he's been playing since he's been back of injury, I think he's done a fucking great job, and I'm glad he's sticking around. Obviously, who scored the first one? Oh, Trossard. Trossard. We spoke. I think me and you spoke about this last week. When you look at the difference when we signed him and then Chelsea got Mudryk, I think we know who won that battle because
Easy.
yeah, Trossard is easily. And I've always liked when you buy players that are in the same league as you because they don't need that.
Adaptation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's massive. Yeah. It's
That
not just that he knows the league tax. Is that he's already there.
hmm,
He knows the league. He's played against the teams already. He knows the grounds, how they are. You know what I'm saying? The managers, and Amberibu, and being Arsenal, bigger club. He's moved to London. He plays Champions League football, competes for the league. I mean, look, he's someone that came from Belgium, goes Brighton to try something in his career after when he won the league over there, and he did very well when he went there. Ever since he's joined, I think he's been there since 2019, something like that. So he's been here for like 5 years. So uh,
Yeah.
it just shows you that I think the thing with him is think Atea at times doesn't play him that much, and even when he plays well, he doesn't put him like in the starting 11. You agree with that?
It depends on what's going on. Um, I mean, really, if I say like who's if Martinelli has the same season as last year, let's say he's not injured and he carries on like last year, is not scoring many goals and not assisting many, then I've always said it. I think Trossard should be the one on the left. But obviously, Arteta has this thing about him playing like a false nine as well.
True.
But that's what I like about it. Like about him. He's very versatile, or Trossard. Um, and let's be honest, he changed the game on Saturday as well. So Villa, they've got nothing to be ashamed. I mean, actually, the one thing I would say, the second goal, I do think Martinez was really poor. I think he could have made a
Yeah,
actually get that ball. I think he was shit
yeah.
on the Saturday. Yeah, that was a weak shot from Bai, but it doesn't matter. Um, so Aston Villa have nothing to be ashamed of. It was a very competitive game, which we knew it was going to be, and like I said, I told you last week, Michael Owen predicted them to finish like third, I think, something like that. So if they can finish in the Champions League, it's a good season again.
Yeah. My Michael Owen said above Man City, so move for Michael Owen. Yeah.
Um,
Do you have anyone watching?
we had two people, and now it's zero. So no, not at the moment. No. Well, we've got one now. Just
Oh,
keep watching. Click the like button. Subscribe.
welcome.
Also, we're on Facebook. Follow us on Facebook. Instagram page is coming, and many other pages are coming. To be honest. Um, okay, so Aston Villa is done with Arsenal. Tottenham against Everton, and
No, I haven't finished with Arsenal. I think that
yeah, say something. Go ahead.
it's important that you got a win like that away from home, and you
Hmm.
managed to get away from this team away. It was very early for you guys. I think Aston Villa is still a team that is starting to evolve a bit this season because they've lost two key players for me, Douglas Luiz and Diaby.
Please. Yep.
So the fact that they're trying to find something new and replace those players, they still haven't found a Diaby replacement. So still time for them to get one. But they play very well, man. They overrun your midfield in that first half and second half. I would say they deserve more than something at least, or a draw, even a win. For them to lose 2-0, it just doesn't show the full reflection of the score of the game, doesn't it? It
But
just
this
takes
reminds
away
me.
the story from the game. It reminds
Yeah,
you of
yeah.
the game yesterday, doesn't it? Kind of. But
Well, one thing I was going to say, don't forget, last year Arsenal started off weird with like not scoring a lot of goals, but being efficient, keeping it tight at the back. And it was only after Christmas you started seeing the 6-0s, the 4-0s, the this, the that. So I don't know if they're just getting warmed up, or again it's just like, because some people come out the season flying, don't they? Like the beginning of the season, and they can't stop scoring, and then other times it takes a little bit of time.
yeah.
But again, it's like two clean sheets, not bad. Let's move now to Brighton, and look, at the end of the day, it's the Premier League. It's going to be tough every week. End of story.
Oh yeah,
Um,
against anyone,
But
against
yeah,
anyone.
it's a good. I agree with you. Like sometimes I believe when you lose to somebody, the year after is so important to beat, especially at their ground. It's important to beat them to get it out your head. Like look at United, how many times they've gone to Brighton and they fucked it up. So it's like bogey team situation. So, but anyway, like I said, let's move on to the next game against Brighton, and now we're going to talk about Tottenham Everton, which me and you made our prediction, and one of them to go down was Everton, and I think this proves it a lot of ways. Like they're just not very good, the rest of it. Let's be honest.
Oh God, what what dead club, man? What dead club? Honestly, bro, I despise a bunch of fucking bro. Honestly, uh, they just they just shit. And whenever they play against us, they just turn into a fucking brats, which I expected because he's a derby. But they just take it to next level when they play against us. Even if they get a draw, they celebrate that they won the league, which is mad, bro. I mean, that club, they're not serious. And they've been having problems. And they've been doing some shady shit as well over the years. It just shows me that, I guess, like, karma is coming back at them at the same time. So, look, man, Everton, I'm just saying it for now. In case you get relegated, have fun in the championship. That's all I'm saying.
I mean,
But stop. What clubs are down there in championship? Yeah.
it's got to be one of the Bristols, isn't it? Maybe not.
Bristol away. Enjoy it. It's fun. In the new stadium.
I mean,
I
look,
mean,
it's a bit. I mean, I even said it to my brother that we made this prediction, and he was like, "Nowadays, Daichi will get them sorted." I'm like, "Yeah, but Ashley Young. You imagine having Ash? I mean, all right, he didn't play because he
in
got sent off last week.
2024.
I know it's
Do
embarrassing. Like
you think 2011?
the thing is, I don't really mind Everton. I really don't. Because I've actually got a really good friend of mine who supports them. But he tells me like when we speak about them, like even stuff off the pitch and how um they this whole new ownership thing and all this like blah blah blah. It just hasn't brought any happiness to them. It, I mean, just imagine it. Only a few years ago, 2019, they had Carlo Ancelotti there, and now it's amazing, isn't it? Yeah.
It's amazing how things can change. They have Carlo Ancelotti, they have James Rodriguez, they have Bernat, who used to play for Shakhtar and Panathinaikos. They had Alan, who used to play for Napoli. They had some good players. And even then, Sidibe as well, who plays for AEK. Even then, at that time, they didn't do anything. They finished mid-table, didn't they? 12, something like that.
What with Angelotti
Ancelotti.
that year?
Big Ancelotti.
Did he even finish the season that year? I don't even think he finished it,
I
did
think
he?
he was there for like 2 years.
I remember he left um, during 2019, the winter, because that was during the time where people were saying, "Oh, Arsenal should go and get Angelotti, and Arteta should go to Everton." So I don't. Let me have a look if I can find it. Angelotti record at Everton. It actually comes up straight away. Mm-mm-mm. I mean, when they had that Mashiri guy, as everyone kept talking about how much money he was going to do this, he was going to do that. Not good enough.
Didn't they have Usmanov at some point?
Yeah, he was behind the scenes,
Ah,
and I remember that everyone was worried about it from an Arsenal perspective because he had like obviously a point to prove after all the shit with the Cronkies, but
ah.
really it didn't work out. Uh,
Wasn't
Ever
he there like 11 years at Arsenal? Usman.
2021? Nah, he was okay. So he came 2019, and then he left 2021. Is that right? Didn't think that was right.
Was it
Right.
there?
So
No, that
he
can't be correct. Bro. That cannot be correct because in 2021, no, 20 was it Real Madrid? Was
so
it?
he didn't. I don't know because I'm confused now.
Was it Zidane? I can't remember. Because 2022 he won the Champions League. That's for certain. But I don't know.
Maybe. May hang on. I think that does make sense. And he didn't last. He didn't. Did he stay the full? It looks like he stayed the full season then, because on 2019-20 it says 20 games, 8 wins, 6 draws, 6 losses, because he came halfway through.
Yeah,
On 2020, if it is him, it was 38 games, so he finished that season 17 wins, 8 draws, 13 losses.
that's that's
That's
terrible.
weird.
Yeah,
Yeah. But I don't remember him being there that long. Let me just
no, he was there.
confirm. Oh no, it is him there. It's about him. This is about him.
No, that's yeah, he was there for a few years. Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
Yeah, because I'm
remember?
looking above this. It's like his fat file about where he's from, date of birth, and the teams that I see who he's managed. It's him. It's definitely him. Yeah,
Oh
it's
yeah,
about
well,
him.
yeah. So yeah,
So I mean, that
it
was the
tells you
only
that
time they had a little bit of hope when they had a quality manager like him. But
elite
again,
manager, not just quality.
well, and Dudore, like it just shows you if your club is not well run, doesn't matter. You can have the best manager in the world. If you're not helping him out, it ain't gonna work. End of story.
Yeah. Oh,
Um, Tottenham, that's. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna get carried away with this win. Can you remember the
never.
goal scorers?
Bissouma scored a mad goal. Bissouma.
Basuna. Okay,
Yeah, I think it was Son scored.
I think
I
you're
remember.
right. Let me have a look. I've got it right here now.
Son Bissouma. Richarlison.
Yeah, so Basuma, what 14th minute, Son 25th, and then Son 70. No, Romero 71, and then back to Son again 77.
Okay. Yeah. Son scored twice. Uh, yeah. That's it. Yeah, an okay. Very good performance. Standard. Yeah, they can't do this niggas. They make these kind of wins when they just smash teams at their home ground. For, for like, there be a lot of teams 5-0, 4-0, 6-0. That they do that. Tottenham.
Well, Son needs to perform because let's be honest, last year he was fucking terrible. He wasn't good at all last year.
Was playing strikers. Well, we have the Kane left. They didn't bring in new
I know,
as
innit?
well.
That's. I said
Another
this
bro in
before.
Solanke,
Yeah,
a different outlet, something they didn't have last year. They had Richarlison and Vern. So what do you expect?
another player that I don't think has worked out at all for him. I think he's terrible.
Who?
I will, Richarlison.
Oh yeah, well,
Yeah,
60
it
million.
hasn't worked. Yeah, I mean, the guy I was telling you about, my friend, Jack, was saying to me that when he left, he said to me like even at Everton there was these moments of brilliance, but then there was a few weeks where he didn't do anything. You know, he was
He
quite a
wasn't.
lazy player.
Yeah, he wasn't that outstanding. Even at Everton, he
No.
just was a. He's a purple patch player. For them, he was
Hmm.
a purple patch player. That's because he scored a stunner against Arsenal in the 90th minute, and everyone remember him for that. And he scored a few other goals as well. And he scored against us at Anfield, if I'm not mistaken. Not at Tottenham. He was at Everton, so he scored like it was like a goal, but it wasn't that wow. Oh my god, standing. It was okay. It was decent, I would say, at Watford. Nobody knew about him at that time. And yeah, he hasn't done anything since he went to Tottenham. Nothing.
No, not really. Not really. I mean, the only thing if you can say it's good about him. He is a scrappy player. He's a fighter, but sometimes it's a bit too much because he used to get red carded as well. I do remember him for Everton and stuff like
Yeah,
this. Um, but anyway, that's so Spurs again. I've said this before. The best they can hope for is some kind of European football. Look, I kept saying this to Spurs fans before. Like, if you don't, if you have to pay off that stadium, that's when you start seeing your progression. If you have a decent team, if you think you're going to win something big during that time, I think you're dreaming. I think you're dreaming big time.
yeah, yeah. That's good.
Yeah. Okay. I saw on my list West Ham Crystal Palace. And that was at Crystal Palace Stadium, and that was a 2-0 win. Yeah, the West Ham. Okay. I did say this about Crystal Palace. Like, yeah, they lost last week, didn't they? Or did they drew last week? They drew, didn't they?
No, West Ham,
No. Um,
Palace.
Palace. Yeah.
Has against Brentford.
Against Brentford. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that's not two games, two defeats. Not a great start, especially at home against West Ham. Um, West Ham, I suppose, is not. Even if they're away from home, it's not going to be an easy game. Let me see the goal scorers if you remember or you don't remember.
Suchek. It was Suchek and Richarlison. No, not Richarlison. Paqueta, Owen, someone like Suchek scored. Can't remember the section.
I think it is Bowen.
Owen, yeah.
Yeah, it's Bowen. Yeah, so it was 0-0 at half time. Suchek scored in the 67th minute, and
Oh,
Bowen scored in the 72nd. So they kind of
you
lost that
saw
game in 5 minutes.
you saw what Suchek did. He went to kick the board and he fell down to the ball boy and he crashed into him. The board. He went and picked it up
Oh,
when he
oh,
spotted
because
the
he's
ball.
sitting on on the stools.
Yeah,
Is that
and
what?
he went to kick it.
Right.
Yeah, and he fell down. Mad.
I hope he apologized.
Oh yeah, dude, it wasn't intentional. It wasn't like Hazard. Remember Hazard, bro? Remember Hazard when he kicked the ball boy at Swansea?
Yeah, I think I remember
Remember
now.
that one?
I remember another one when they pushed Alexis Sanchez into the camera pit. Was it
Yeah,
Macedonia? Yeah, that was
yeah.
bad. That was bad. Yeah, man. Right there. Suchek is a decent player, really decent. And as a ball, when I was watching Czech Republic, you can see he's the outstanding player. Like years ago, the Czech Republic, he has enough Rosicky, Don Jan Koller, Pavo Nedved, Milan Baros, who plays for you guys. Um, Petr Cech, obviously, that's five
Yeah.
already. There's probably more. I just can't remember. They were a fantastic team there, and God knows how back in 2004 when Greece won the Euros, how they didn't win that competition because that was theirs to win it with those players. Now you look at Czech Republic, like I said, you can just see that Suchek is their best player by miles.
I mean, they got Suchek, they got Patrick Schick, plays for Leverkusen. I mean, yeah, yeah, you're right. They should lose.
No,
Outstanding. Yeah.
not really.
No.
But Meadow Crystal Palace, the fact it's a new manager, obviously. I don't know what to expect from them, to be honest, this year. But having said that, I don't know what to expect from West Ham either. So it's a hit and
Yeah,
miss.
both of them. Yeah. Unpredictable, I would say. But West Ham, I expect with the signings they made and the squad depth they have as well, I expect at least top six this season.
Hmm.
With Palace, I expect mid-table this
Mid-table,
season.
yeah.
I wouldn't say relegation for them because the manager is good. And also, as I said before, the last one with my man Olise left, leaving, it's going to be key, very big for them, for someone to replace him. And also, actually, the front man is not there as well now because he was on the Olympics. But I don't know if he played the last game against West Ham. Did he play?
Yeah.
Did Mateta play against
Let me have a look.
West Ham?
Against West Ham lineups for Crystal Palace. What's his name?
Mateta.
Yeah, here it's giving him not a great mark, 2.9.
No.
Unless it's out of 5 on this one. I don't know if that's yeah. Yeah. And he didn't
I
come
don't know.
off either. So yeah, he played the whole game, bro. He played the whole game.
Oh, the whole game. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's still a long way, man. Still a long way.
Yeah, of course it is.
We'll
Of
see.
course.
Yeah.
It takes time, man. Like this is the problem. I get football fans, but at the same time, I think they need to be a bit more understanding. But it just doesn't happen, really. It really doesn't happen. Um, Next game, I think I saw Nottingham Forest with Southampton, which finished 1-0, obviously, to Nottingham Forest. Well, to be fair to you, you predicted that Southampton will go down. I wanted Forest to fuck this up and get a draw or even lose, but obviously
Okay,
they
play
didn't.
for us. Yeah.
Yeah, fucking Madanagi ruined it for me.
Uh,
Um,
and
yeah,
he saved them. That's one thing. He saved them from being a dead club forever.
yeah, but at the same time, he's probably evading tax evasion in Greece, hence why he put his money in Nottingham Forest.
Keep it down. Keep it. Okay. No need to say much.
But yeah, like maybe you've got a point. I'm looking at players from Southampton. Don Adam Armstrong is somebody that I know because of FIFA. To be fair, he got booked as well. I don't know any of these players. Hey, fuck me. Name me.
What's the name?
There's,
Lineups.
there's no Southampton. I'm trying to test your knowledge. Name me a player from them apart from the one I just named.
Walker Pierce is there.
Yep.
Edozie.
Those
They have
and
Edozie. Armstrong. Striker. I know.
yeah, that's the one I mentioned. Yeah.
Bednarek. Is he still there? Bednarek.
Betnatic. I can't. Ah,
Polish.
yeah. The centre back. He's there. Yep.
What are like Spanish left back? Larios. His name is.
Well, they played three at the back. Larios. There's no one on the wings with that name, or because they played three at the back.
Sulemana.
Nope. There's somebody on the left. Sorry, on
Oh,
my on the
have on the
right for
bench.
them. The bench.
Players like Genepo.
Name him again.
Sulemana. No, okay. Genepo.
Suleimanas. No, nobody there on that name. Did you say Ndozi earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on the bench. He came on. You said something else. Someone else
Flynn
now.
Downs. Flynn Downs.
Yeah, he was there. Yeah, Downs in the
Small
middle.
ball. Small ball.
Yeah.
The Irish midfielder.
Yeah.
Who else?
But
They had another Armstrong. They have another Armstrong, Scottish. I don't know if he's still there. No.
no, he's not on the bench either. But
Sukuwara, right back.
yeah, that's the one I was gonna say. Shukuwara. What a name that is.
Yeah, he's signing from the Dutch league.
But yeah, we're not expecting much from both teams, are we? I mean, who scored the goal? Gibbs White scored the goal. Did he start that game? And he played. No, he did start the game, but he came off. Um, yeah, maybe I'm thinking way ahead that they will get relegated. Maybe they won't. Maybe they're too good compared to the other teams that come up. Nah,
Yeah.
I mean, or my brother Dino was telling me I think all three teams that came up they're gonna go down anyway. He really does believe that.
Mixed. Who for first?
No, no, no. The three teams
Southampton.
that came up. So Southampton,
Oh,
Leicester,
oh,
and
oh.
Ipswich.
Ipswich, Leicester. I think Leicester will stay.
Well, it's a good thing you mentioned Leicester because that's the one we're going with next. They lost to Fulham after getting the 1-1 draw with Tottenham at home. Emil Smith Rowe opened the scores, scoring, sorry, and then
Your
Fairs.
guy. That's your man.
Actually, both ex-Arsenal players scored.
Yeah, he will be. He will be
Well,
as well.
I don't mind either of them. I wish them luck, but not against us. But anyway, um,
Yeah.
nah, it's Leicester. It's disappointing because if they got a draw away from home, build up their confidence after getting the draw against Tottenham. But it's not a dismal result. Like the Fulham is not a bad team. I mean, when you look at Fulham's lineup, it's actually quite decent this year as well.
Yeah. Oh no, man, they're looking serious. Not
Mm,
serious like challenge for top four or anything mad like that. Well, they signed Joachim Andersen from Palace, and they, which I didn't expect that. I wanted him at Liverpool. Really, I wanted him someone like that, man. He's a leader. He's a shit house as well. I would love him to play on the left hand side, left centre back with Virgil. Be great. Oh, Konai. But yeah, he signed for Fulham. He was there as well on loan before he went to Palace. Uh, and they signed Sep Van der Berg. His name is from Burnley as well.
he's not here. Sessignon, Stanfield, Bender is the goalkeeper, the second choice. Castana is the defender.
Well, he signed now, but he's not going to be on the bench because they just signed
Right,
both of them.
okay. No,
Yeah,
no, I know what you mean. Like when you say serious, I mean even against United, they didn't play that badly either. Um, but yeah, I think it will be an interesting season for them. Leicester, when I look at their team, I think you've got a good point. I mean, Vestergaard is very experienced in the Premier League. 'Cause didn't he play for Southampton in the Premier League as well? Um,
yeah,
is that Harry Winks who used to play for Spurs?
yeah. Got
Yeah.
Harry Winks and Oliver Skip as well from Spurs.
Okay, so they bought the players that Tottenham. Well, I suppose they probably made a bit of money out of them, so kind of makes sense why they would sell them. Don, obviously, can't believe Jamie Vardy still play. How old is he? Dora.
38,
He's got to
36.
be there. He wasn't
Yeah,
young when he signed, not really.
yeah. Yo, what the game is this? I'm watching. I'm watching the Spanish league. 3-3 is Villarreal versus Celta Vigo.
Is that
Yo,
live or is that just highlights?
no life. No, Celta Vigo just missed 1-on-1 to win it. You know.
Yeah, he's 37, man. 37 years
Yeah,
old.
nee, come on, yeah.
Fuck
Around that
me.
age. Yeah, about 36, 38. Oh, 37.
I remember when Arsene Wenger or Arsenal, sorry, was thinking of signing him, and I thought, fuck me, do you imagine that front two of Alexis Sanchez and Jamie Vardy? That would be such a energetic front line. It just wouldn't stop running and chasing down people.
Yeah,
But he
nah, man,
rejected them.
he's a madman.
No,
He's a
he's
madman.
very. I do like him. I do like him.
You saw what he was doing at half time against Tottenham. Was drinking Red Bull,
Yeah,
and
but
then he scored.
that's his routine, isn't it? That's his routine.
Not able to interlink for long. Yeah,
Like he does it even before games. I don't know about I didn't know he does it at half time. Fucking, he'll be zapped on and all that stuff.
I don't know how he, having a heart attack, something like that. In this
Not
time.
necessarily. It depends how many you drink, right?
No, he drinks a lot. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's an athlete. He'll be all right.
Nah, man, still, this stuff very effective. It's still damage. It's still
Yeah,
damage.
but I never knew if this is. I never found out if this is true. But I've heard that Zidane, because you mentioned about bad stuff for players, Zinedine Zidane used to smoke. I don't know if that's true though.
I believe that because plenty of players smoked at that time. Yeah, yeah, even in the 80s, 90s, around those times, other players used to smoke at half time.
Yeah, 80s and 90s,
No,
man, it was different. It was way
even
different
my man
then.
who used to play for you Arsenal, like who was it, bro? The the o Koligos Puzin, Stinasana, Namadullah Lusan, or Captain
Oh,
says.
Tony Adams. Tony
Yeah,
Adams.
him as well, bro. He used to drink and smoke before Wenger arrived. And then
Oh,
and
Tony.
before games or half time.
Just imagine how much love they had for him because even with all that crap, they still put up with him and he still managed to turn his life around. You know.
Mm.
Man City, Ipswich. I mean, let's be honest. It's not like we're going to see any surprises there. I mean, the only surprise is Ipswich actually took the fucking lead.
Yeah, from yeah, counter attack. Counter attack. The Ipswich player went through a goal and it was deflected. Went through Edison's legs, which is rarely went in. Nobody expected it. Even me, I was shocked. Couldn't believe what I was watching at that time. And then Man City. Yeah. But that's the
Or
thing, bro. You make a half a mistake, you're gonna get punished. You're gonna get killed. And they made three mistakes, basic mistakes. They got pressed. They couldn't believe it. No, this is the thing with Ipswich. They got their welcoming against Liverpool, and now they got this thing against Man City. They got on Saturday, and they didn't know where they were, and they still don't know where they are. So it's gonna be a long season for them, bro. It's gonna be long.
yeah,
They're just gonna
I
make
mean, as
sure
soon as
that
I heard it,
you remember Sheffield last year, bro. They can see 8, 5, 6. They just have to make sure that that doesn't happen to them. Don't get me wrong, they have a good manager and they have some players that are okay, decent at least, but not Premier League level for me, for them to do enough to stay up. So that's the thing for me.
the thing is, even when it was 1-0, I didn't really get excited because I kind of like when it's so early in the game,
Yeah,
and look at the team they're dealing with. So I always knew that they were going to lose it anyway. Haaland got a hat trick. Kevin De Bruyne scored one. Or De Bruyne, if they can keep him fit, yeah, he's going to be all right. But he's coming to that age now where he's kind of peaked out, sort of thing. I mean,
Delos,
he's still a great player.
it's still
But
Delos. Oh shit, penalty, penalty. The game I'm watching. Oh, VRL to win
I
it.
mean, just look at just look at their players, man. Like it's sick.
Oh, he scored. Yeah,
Hey, is that Tuan Zebe who used to play for United?
yeah. He plays for
Hmm.
Ipswich.
Hmm. Yeah, man. Like it will be a long season for them. Morsey, I remember Morsey. Oh, I like the name Delap because it just makes me automatically think of Rory Delap and his throw-ins. But anyway,
Yeah. Against
but yeah,
you.
I agree. If they're not, do you remember the worst season that anyone ever had in the Premier League and they went down was Derby County. I don't know if anyone's ever broken that record. Let me
Isn't
have
it
a look.
Sheffield last year? Sheffield. I'm pretty sure Sheffield.
Worst. Premier League
That must be Sheffield.
team.
That was bad.
Yeah, no, it's but by points total. This is a 442 magazine. It's number one. Where's the list, guys? Come on, don't do that. Okay. Let's might as well go down the list. Worst Premier League by points total. Portsmouth, 2009, 2010. They got 19 points. Leicester. This is 20 teams actually. In fact, let me go down to top 10. Idiots. Come on. Okay. Where's Sunderland now? 11. Now 10. Watford with 99, 2000, 24 points. Nine place was Watford again. That's 23 points. Sheffield United 2020-21, 23 points. Goal difference minus 43. Norwich 2021, 22 points, 22. Goal difference minus 56. Norwich again in sixth place. That's 2019-2020. Points 21. Goal difference minus 49. In fifth place, you got Sunderland, 2002-03 season, points 19, goal difference minus 44. Aston Villa, 2015-16, that's when they got relegated, isn't it?
Yeah.
Points 17, goal difference minus 49. Huddersfield in third spot with point 16, goal difference minus 54. That was 2018-19. Sunderland, 2005-2006, 15 points, goal difference minus 43. And yeah, the Derby season, it was 2007-2008, Agel, points 11, goal difference minus 69. Yeah, I had a feeling. I remember how shit they were that season. They couldn't do anything right.
They were worse than Sheffield. Oh, see.
Yeah, man. So if Ipswich are not careful, it could easily happen to them. What was the next game after that one? Obviously, we went through the Arsenal game already, and I think that's it for the Saturday ones. I think we go straight into Sundays. Let me just make sure. Yeah. So the first two on Sunday, they were at the same time kickoff, I think. Bournemouth 1, Newcastle 1. I'm actually shocked at that. I thought Newcastle would beat them, to be honest. I know Bournemouth is not an easy place to go, but I'm quite surprised.
I think Bournemouth took the league, did it?
Yeah.
They took the league. Newcastle.
Is it Tavernier? Is that how you say his name?
Who?
If that helps.
Tavernier. Yeah. That's Tavernier's brother who played for Rangers.
Okay.
Yeah, the right back. And who calls for Newcastle?
Anthony Gordon.
Oh yeah, Gordon. Yeah, Harvey Barnes. What's this? Yeah.
I'm surprised.
I haven't watched that one. To be honest.
I'm surprised that Bruno Guimaraes is still there. I thought he would have left by now, because there was always this talk about him going. Blah blah blah. He's still there. Longstaff, Joe Linton. Then this is the good thing with Newcastle. They've got a quite stable team. I don't know. Can they get back in? I mean, they don't have European football, do they?
Oh, Newcastle. No.
Yeah. No.
I mean, they were gonna get, but United won the FA Cup and they lost it. You want to get like conference, Newcastle. They finished 7th.
All right. I mean, yeah, they with just playing one game a week, they can easily get into the Champions League. Maybe a bit hard, but not impossible because they did it before. At least top 6, they should be aiming for at least.
Oh, that's the thing. Even 7th wouldn't be the worst thing for them.
No, of course not. Of course not. Yeah, of course not.
Even
And
they're not even allowed to spend much.
I
No,
have to be
even
honest.
the
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I was gonna say I have to be honest. The one thing with if you name me a top English manager right now, is the first guy who comes in my head there. I don't know anybody else. Oh, by the way, speaking of English managers, I think it's
Oh, Eddie
sad
Howe.
news. Sad news about Sven. Very sad news.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, devastating. But it was con. Yeah, unfortunately, man. He also
And
made a video. Very unfortunate. A legend, man. Legend of the game. And he
it
even
was
made a video before he passed away, talking about his life and everything. It's sad. And he even knew himself that was his time. And he even like requested to do the Legends game against Ajax for Liverpool. It was always his dream to play at the, to manage Anfield. Or was always when even when he was a manager and he got his wish. And I'm proud that the club managed to give him that opportunity. It was a very special thing for me what he
I
did.
I know I know he won trophies in Italy and I think Sweden as well, but I don't know how many he won. Let's have a look at his record.
No, bro, he is a cultured manager, man. Like he's not your typical Swedish guy, isn't he? Like even in the 90s, he was the man. Like he used to manage like teams like Lazio, and he was
Yeah.
at Man City, and he Wales. He was Man City, Lazio. I think he was at
What is
Sampdoria at
that?
some point. Yeah, he even
Right.
managed the English team as well.
Okay. He won the Italian Championship with
Yeah.
Lazio, 99 2000. He won the Super Cup with them again the same year. UEFA Cup with Gothenburg. It wasn't that the same team that Gakuli was good at. Fucking hell, that was in 81, 82. This guy's been around, man, for years.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah. 98, 99, he won I don't even know what cup that is. Europa Pau, what, some kind of German name, but it's with Lazio. Uh, he won the cup 4 times in Italy with Lazio,
Wow.
Sampdoria, AS Roma. Wow, I didn't know he managed Roma. I'm surprised they
Mm.
had him at Lazio. Italian Super Cup with Lazio again 2 times. Oh,
What a
fucking hell!
team!
I
What a
didn't
team he
realize
had
that.
at Lazio, man. That team he had. That played like Crespo, Vieri, Nedved, Veron. He had Yapstan. Oh, he had some bad boys in his team, man. And he even managed like the elite, like the top players as well.
Blah, blah, blah. Portuguese Championship, he won that 3 times for Benfica.
Oh,
That-
see what I mean,
he-
bro? Like
Yeah.
this guy was like managing on some random countries.
Cup winner as well, Portuguese Cup winner again with Benfica, and Swedish champion with Gothenburg again, and again the cup winner 2 times with them, the same team. That is Gothenburg. That is the same one that Kakuli was going to go to, right?
Yeah,
Fucking hell. So there is history there, man. Portuguese Super Cup again with Benfica. Well, fair play to the guy there. But maybe it was a classic situation of England got him a bit too later in his life because when did England get him? He was there for Was he there for 2002 World Cup? Was he there? I think he was. No?
no, was it? Wasn't it
I think he
Capello?
was.
Was he?
I think no, not 2002 though.
No, no. What tournament was it? Didn't you tell me? I remember you told me he was in this tournament and he took Theo Walcott and he didn't play him.
That was
Was it
that was
Capello?
2000, that was 2006, and that was Sven actually. That was Sven.
It was Sven. So
Yeah, Sven, yeah. So I think he was there for 2002 World Cup, 2004 Euros, 2006 World Cup. Was he there for? And then, yeah, that's right. He must have left because then McLaren didn't even get into the 2008 Euros. England didn't even make it to the group stages. They were terrible that year. And then 2010, Capello was the World Cup.
No, that's
Yeah,
yeah, man. No, big
that's
up,
what,
big up.
that he kind of reminded me of an Arsene Wenger. Like Ishindor, he had the passion, but he was a bit more reserved, and he didn't really show it unless he was really pissed off. Um, But as a report, the one thing I do remember him for, it just shows you what the English media are like. Kept moaning about, when he cheated on his wife and this and that, da 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 da. And it's like, who gives a shit, man? And actually, don't get me wrong, I'm not condoning that behavior, but like, we just wanted him to do well. Like, end of story. We're not there to talk about his private life.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
What he did as a
So,
manager, what he offered to the game, and all that stuff, man. So he
yeah,
did a
man.
lot. Very memorable. A
Well,
manager.
Swedish to win the Europa League or the UEFA Cup as it was known with the Swedish team is a fucking good achievement.
Oh, yeah,
Very good achievement. Yeah.
big, massive.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's insane.
So
Nothing but
we did Newcastle, Bournemouth. Bournemouth, I think they can survive. I think mid-table is probably the highest they can go. I can't see them going any further. Um,
yeah,
Newcastle,
man.
yeah, like we said, this two top seven, top six, and if they can push for top four, even better. But I don't know if they can do. I mean, they've the advantage of this year. They don't have Champions League. They don't have any of the European games, so they can just focus on the league.
Yeah. There's no excuses for them. And they also Tonali coming back as well. Help them.
They need to
Well,
for him to solidify his. Even though I think he's safe. Don't get me wrong, but he needs to win a trophy as well because was it last year he took him, or was it the year before when he took the Carabao Cup and they fucked it up? Yeah, it was the year before. So they
no.
need to win a trophy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, yeah. They have to win something as well, man. They've been close. They haven't won anything for like 50 years or something like that.
I know, I know.
Yeah,
It's
so
another.
they have to. I mean, the fact that they have the richest owners in the Premier League, just in general, richest club in the world, just have to show some intent, at
But
least. I
if
mean, even though the ESR rule hasn't been very kind to them as well, but I believe once to be able, to be willing to spend, they're gonna, and maybe they might become something serious. This is still not the finished article. It's still like the fourth season with the Saudis. It's going to take time for them to go where they were.
yeah, I mean, don't forget when Man City got taken over, it took them a long time, right? It took them a long time. You
Yeah.
know, I remember when they bought Robinho and he did that press conference where he said, "I'm so happy to be here at Chelsea," and somebody whispered at his head, like in his ear, saying, "Yeah, no, not Chelsea, Man City. Oh, sorry, Man City." So God knows what they were doing back then. I mean,
Oh,
honestly. And you were
maybe he thought
probably
he went to the other side of Manchester. Who knows? Maybe, fuck, they told him,
this
you're
is,
going to Manchester, Robinho. Oh, nice, Manchester. And he landed at sea.
but that's just this one thing that Man City fans need to remember. The person, especially the manager, they need to pay the most respect to get this going. I'm sorry, it's Mancini. Mancini was the first one to win the league with them. So,
That's,
and people might say, "Well, does it matter?" It does matter because when you break
oh,
that thing in your head, but the owners are still there. It's like, yeah, we can keep doing this and keep doing, and it doesn't matter. I mean, even then after him, Pellegrini came, he won the title, and then obviously they bet look at Guardiola. He's just sweeping trophies like there's no tomorrow. Um, yeah, so the Newcastle, it would take a long time, and uh, I mean, I don't know, maybe 5 years time, maybe 10 years. It just depends how smart they are and who they buy. You know.
Also, Newcastle, like, is it really an attractive area for you to go and live? I mean, though, it is mostly the project because you ain't gonna truck. Okay, the place you are. I mean, it does play a part here and there with some players, but it just
Look,
you're Newcastle, and you're still trying to get where you want to be. But that's the thing. They still managed to get players in like Guimaraes, Isaac. The Tonali one wasn't really him wanting to go there. It's just he didn't have any choice, to be fair. And
look,
Boatman as well, signed.
the I can't really say much about the city. Believe it or not, I've only been there once. Um, but what I saw of it, the town centre is actually quite decent. But you don't really expect players to be around the town centre. Um, but I mean, look, money talks,
Yeah,
and also it depends on what's going on. Like, if they're not winning anything and they're not getting into Europe in the next 2 3 years, then it will be a less attractive place to go. But then again, let's about it. Look at with Man United. I'm sure they bought Pogba without Champions League football, so it can happen.
yeah, but that's
Like
Man United. That's Man United.
I know,
That's different.
I know, but again, it's the money side of it. It's not always about.
No, no, no.
There's some
I
players.
know the money side. The money side plays a big part, even in Saudi as well. Look at Saudi, the money. They're attracting these players as well. So uh, with that one, when you're in the Premier League and Man United are going in for you, it's different compared. Let's say Newcastle, Man United went in for Pogba. I mean, you would still, and let's say Newcastle are like Champions League and won the league. Let's say Man United, Europa League, where finished fifth. Pogba would still choose United or anyone because it's Man United.
I
It's
mean,
simple, simple as that. The Pogba one ain't really a best one because he was there and he wanted to go back and prove a point. And also Ferguson left, and he had his agent Iraola, who didn't see eye to eye with Ferguson, so he wanted to go back there to try on that project. But still, is the name. You want to go there and prove yourself at a big club with big pressure and trying to do something.
yeah,
With all due
nah,
respect, with
man.
Newcastle, they're not at that elite status. They're just they're a big club, but they have if they want to become that, they have long way to do the right things and win stuff as well. It's not just about progression or projects. You have to win stuff.
Bro, as well. Let's not forget, like it depends on the player as well. It depends, like sometimes it might not be just a money thing. Like when supposedly Declan Rice and Arsenal and Man City were trying to get Declan Rice at the same time. Declan Rice probably thought, if I go to Man City, maybe I can win things, but I won't be actually on the first 11, not every
Yeah,
week. There are some players that there has to be some players that think like that because I'm sorry, like what's the point of playing? Like don't get me wrong, if you're happy being on the bench, so I mean, do you imagine being a second choice goalkeeper? It must be in a way
yeah,
great, but it must be at the same time quite annoying because you're not playing, but you kind of
yeah.
understand what's going on. So there must be players out there, like you just mentioned Bruno Guimaraes. He probably thought, well, if I go anywhere else, I probably won't get as much game time. So, and it for to be fair, since they bought him, I think he's probably one of their better, like the best signing probably at the moment, since the Saudis came into it or Qataris or whatever they are. Um, but yeah, that's if
Isak
they
as well. Isak
don't forget, wasn't Isaac a lot of problems last year with his injuries?
still backed a lot of goals. And Golden as well. Golden has been very good for him.
Gordon,
In his
yeah.
second season, not in his first season wasn't that good.
Hmm.
Second season was where he hit the ground running.
Yeah. So with Newcastle, like I said, top 7, top 6. If they can push fourth, I think they'll have a very good. That's a very good season for them for Champions League. Bournemouth, like I said, stay out of the relegation zone and finish at least like 11th, maybe 12th, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Next team, Wolves and Chelsea. Fucking hell, that was a game. When I texted you, I was like, "Fucking hell, look at the Chelsea score." You're like, "Goals galore." I'm watching it. Um, yeah, I don't know if Chelsea should be like. Do you remember last year was a bit different, but when they beat absolutely smashed Tottenham 6-something, but a lot of I think Tottenham were down to like 9 players at one stage, so it was a bit different. But I don't know if how
Last
much
year,
confidence. Yeah, that was last year. That's what I'm saying.
it
Like,
was a
can
4-1. I thought it was like 9 men.
yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know how much can Chelsea take a lot of confidence from this. Can they move forward, or is it going to be one of these seasons where you can do this one week and then next week you'll suffer with a defeat to someone terrible or even someone good? I mean, like the Man City game is not a disaster by any stretch of the imagination. It's only 2-0, but I don't know what to expect from Chelsea this year. I really don't, because I don't even blame the manager. I blame the ownership. I blame the way they're doing things. I have no idea. No idea. But despite that, it was a very good win. Very good win. Like
Oh,
convincing, even though it wasn't convincing at the point where it was 3-2. But they finished the game off, got 6-2 in the end. We were laughing. Madueke hat trick. Wait, not about. No, it wasn't about him. It was about Jackson scoring. Um, so I don't know. I think I haven't really spoken to many Chelsea fans to get like what's the feeling. Like a lot of them, when I see online, they're just confused what he wants to do with this club or Todd Bowley. So um, for them, surely finishing in top 6, top 4 is the main aim.
it must be. It must be. But after everything that all the money that they spend, it must be at least top 4 for them. Well, look, yeah,
I was going to say, I did see something online that was interesting where they were talking about it, and somebody said that if you read about Chelsea, what they've been doing, they've been buying certain lands and houses around Stamford Bridge. A lot of people are saying that is that because they want to renovate Stamford Bridge, or is that somewhere for the players? Because don't forget, a lot of the times players get help with accommodation when they come over first. So I don't know what they're planning exactly. That's what I mean. They're just very confusing, very confused. Because I remember when Conte was there, the plans were announced. They were going to build. They were going to do some more, like a bit like what Tottenham done with White Hart Lane, make it into a brand new stadium. But I don't know
yeah,
if that's the plan anymore.
yeah, of course. I mean, actually, I mean, they spend a lot of money, and you know what it is with them? They have crazy depth. What I've seen from them in that game, and it just shows how much they spend as well. I mean, bro, imagine you're winning what 3-2, and you still have options to change the game. You brought in Joao Felix, Pedro Neto, and Kunku on the bench, and for me, they need a striker for that attack to be complete. And you see the back line where it's just all over the place. They have fire attack, but the back line is just it's average for me. Reece
You
James
don't rate.
can
You
stay
don't. You
fit.
don't. You don't rate Fafana then.
Again, he's hasn't played much football.
Hmm.
He, he's decent. Don't get me wrong. Tosin, I mean, I don't know
Hey,
what
who's their
to expect.
goalkeeper?
Sanchez,
Yeah, Sanchez.
yeah.
Eh, I mean, it doesn't make sense. Like, Daxi, he didn't do a great job, or Pochettino. Towards the end, you saw something, um, and they got rid of him. So I don't know. Like with I like Dodos or Boboli, these like this coach is a bit ruthless. Like apparently he's told certain players that they can go. They're not in his plans. Like people like Chilwell, obviously Raheem Sterling. Um, with with Raheem Sterling, I don't know. I think he's done for anyway. I don't think he's as good as he used to be. Would you have him back? Be honest. What's the point? What's
Huh?
the point?
Fuck that.
Yeah.
No, fuck that. No, no, fuck him. For me, he's been done since he's left. Like since for me, for Liverpool, like don't ever step at Anfield again.
No, man.
Only when you
Like
play against us.
he did well when he first went to Man City. He was obviously amazing with you guys. He obviously got bought by Man City. He did well for the first few years. Um, and but when you're a winger like him, you rely on your pace, you rely on your strength. That when that goes, it's pretty much over, in my opinion. So,
Yeah.
and the whole his excuse is that he did this thing with the Daily Mail, telling them that this is what the statement is. He said, I didn't know when they were going to release it. Now, I'm sorry, it's the press, it's the English press. Like, why would you put trust with them? You might as well just gone on your own Instagram account or X or whatever and say what you feel there. You didn't have to go to a newspaper.
I mean, bro, look at Madueke. Before the game, he said everything about this place is shit, and he was talking about Wolves. Imagine,
Oh,
oh,
man.
that's
Oh.
mad. My man said that because I don't know because they boo him or whatever. Whenever he plays there, or he got racially abused. I don't know, but fair to him, he got a hat trick.
Yeah.
Came off the bench, killed the game. It was two
Wolves,
two when he came. He won the game for
Wolves.
Chelsea.
I don't know about Wolves this season. I mean, it's not a good start, is it? But then again, they've had Arsenal at the Emirates and then Chelsea a week after. So yeah, I mean, who have they got next? If they've got someone who maybe they can beat, they need to win it anyway. Let's have a look.
Next,
So
Wolves.
the next game. Oh, hang on. They've got the Carabao Cup in the second round against Burnley. That's tomorrow. So we're looking at Wednesday now. Ah, that's a tough one. They've got Nottingham Forest away. That's not going to be easy.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's gonna be a scratchy game for them.
yeah,
Really.
I
And
think
don't
they'll
get
be
me
all right.
wrong. Yeah, yeah. Don't get me wrong. They showed positive signs in that game before everything changed when Chelsea made the changes.
Yeah,
They they went toe to toe with Chelsea. They could have easily won that game for me. It was when they got a red card, didn't they? They got a red card as well at some point. So they did well. They also scored a goal that was disallowed. It was just open for both teams.
yep,
It was just entertaining from the beginning. That was the best game. Chelsea were going on the counter attack. Chelsea scored early, then Wolves equalized. Then Chelsea, boom, two. Was it Wolves 2-1? No, Chelsea 2-1. Palmer, nice goal. And then boom, 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 boom. Both of them counter attack chances. Uh, it was just fights,
yeah.
shithouse. Like, bro, it was mad. It was mad. Game was insane from the beginning to the end, and the end was just unexpected.
The one guy that he needs to keep on his side because of how well he was last season is Cole Palmer. Um, let's see how he does this season because he was probably the only bright spark for Chelsea in terms of performance wise for Pochettino. But yeah, look, the best that Chelsea can try and do is obviously, like we said before, top six or maybe even top four if they can push it. I mean, like you said, the squad depth is fucking insane.
Yeah.
Um, Wolves should be all right. I mean, we've said this before. Like the only team that's like been in the Premier League for a few years that looks like could be on the way down this year, and Everton. Apart from that, the three teams that came up, maybe Leicester can hold on, but the Southampton and Ipswich, I don't think they'll survive. But we'll wait and see what it's like for Christmas for them. Right, let's go to your team. Brentford against Liverpool. Well, Liverpool Brentford, sorry, and 2-0. Take it away.
We Rodoni Mikrono, but in the first half we scored with Diaz, and we played well actually, man. We pressed them a lot. We missed a lot of chances. We were playing good, possession based as well. Was just completely different. What we were seeing over the years with Klopp, it wasn't this press and press all the time and just run the whole field. It was just patience. It was, close them down. Don't let them a lot of space. When you have the ball, be patient. Recycle the ball. Move it around. Now I'm saying that of trying to create spaces as well for uh, towards the opponent and trying to frustrate them and find open spaces when you go up front and give the ball to the wings. You go from there. And the goal was a pass from Joa.
Mm-hmm.
It was a counter attack, if I'm not mistaken. And then Diaz went through, and I thought that with Diaz, you don't know if he was going to score or was going to miss because he had the same thing against Man City last year. He missed. Now he scored, which is very good for him and his confidence. And he's someone that starts. I thought Gakpo was going to start a lot more than him, but yeah, maybe because he's better than him on form or he had better pre-season. He also had the Copa America and the same with Cody as well. When he was at the Euros, he had a very good Euros. Yeah, man. And then the second half, we it it was frustrating. Brentford were pressing; they could have easily scored. We were creating chances. Don't get me wrong, but we weren't really like clear cut or threatening or anything like that. I mean, we hit the bar as well at some point to score a second goal. We were very, very close to get a second goal, but also Brentford were very close to equalize. They're going to be edgy for us and very difficult. But at the end, we scored the second goal, Mo Salah, and from there on, finished off the game.
I mean, I didn't realize he's got a tough job in terms of off the field stuff because I was watching his interview with Jamie Carragher, and they were talking about obviously the guys that are out of contract is Van Dijk, Salah, and one more big player. Oh, Alexander Arnold, I think it is as
Analysis,
well,
analysis.
and Allison, and he just kind of said like, and this is kind of like what I like about him. He's like, look, if they want to stay, they can stay. If they want to go, they can go. But I mean, do you imagine losing them? All four, I mean, I don't think all four will go
One
on
will
a
go
free.
for sure. One will go for sure. That's Salah.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
He said that he ain't staying. This is his last year. Just want to finish the year here and go somewhere else. Yeah, that just shows that we could have easily cashed in on them. Yeah, last year for Saudi
Yeah,
money,
but
but decided to stay, and now we're gonna lose him for free. But it is what it is, man.
man, Arsene Wenger predicted this years ago. He said that, especially during the Mesut Ozil and Alexis Sanchez fiasco, there will be players that will be running down the contracts all the time because they know once they get that signing fee, they've got a lot of money in the bank. You know, it's such a good
Yeah, yeah.
opportunity for them.
Which is why, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Um, I mean, look, I mean, that would be disastrous if they lost all four on a free. I don't think it would happen. Um, I think he'll do all right, or honest lot. Like you said, like you when I was texting you the other day, and you said, "Well, look, I want a trophy, I want something, but at the same time, I can't be harsh on him anyway, until he gets his plans and gets his players that he wants, and then take it from there." Um, it's big job for him, but he has got a lot of good players for him to be there with.
One
Yeah,
thing though, he needs to be careful for me is not to become the new Ten Hag. When I say the new Ten Hag, to become this kind of arrogant guy, this kind of
I don't think
like
he will. I don't think he will.
no, but I mean like I remember when he subbed off Konsa, Konsa was like very pissed, and he said, you know, to stop him off for this and this reason, and then he did it for uh, against Brentford when he did it with Arnold, with Trent, and Arnold was like he was pissed with him. That's and then he explained why. But you know, you need to first build a relationship with them. Now I'm saying build a relationship with these players, and then do the whole my way or the highway kind of stuff. Because if you just start off like that from the beginning, a lot, you know, I get it. Players shouldn't be like this. Even in Kwanzaa, what right do you have to be pissed anyway to get subbed off? You haven't done anything in the game. You only had your first season last year at Liverpool, so you still have a very long way. But Trent, even him, he's like 25, but he's done enough for the club over the last years. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, and maybe it's just me, but it's a bit naive for him to do this kind of stuff. And these players aren't yours at the same time. And these players, the only thing they know is Jurgen Klopp, is Klopp's hugs
Yeah,
and
of course,
pushes
of
and
course.
and, and kisses and cuddles and kumbayas. That's all they've done over the years. No, it's true. That it's true. That's what that's it. That's the thing off the pitch. I mean, like he has been harsh with them, Klopp, but he hasn't done this type of stuff. Maybe with some players, I think he had like I remember with Mamadou Sakho and Balotelli. Like I remember he had at the beginning when he was there, he didn't want him from the first, and he was treated like they were nothing. So it is his personality, and I get it, but he needs to be a bit more cautious. Once he bring in his own players as well, uh, we'll see until then, you know. But because once you try and treat everyone like that, then the players will then you will lose the dressing room, and the players will stop running for you. They'll be like, "Fuck this guy." I mean, this guy disrespected me a lot of times. I mean, so he needs to do this a lot less. I get it. It's harsh. It's you know, if you don't like it, here's what it is. You can go. And he's also, I think, yeah, Trent is always also someone who's writing down his contract. I don't know if they offered him one. So I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe
Look,
he'll and he'll do it like differently, not in public in front of everyone.
I mean, what do you
But
do
we'll
in
see.
this situation when you are managing a team where you know the last guy was successful, the players are not his, like we just said, and also do you go in there, do you rattle their cages, do you piss them off? Because sometimes I don't think that works, or do you go in
Yeah,
there and try and calm them down, trying to give them a reason to stay, to reason to fight for their place in the team. And I think he's gone from that way. I don't think he wants to upset them.
that's what I hope.
But But anyway, like, you know, at the end of the day, like, most of the time, even if I can't stand a certain club, and this is more back to United, I've always said this to you, like, I'm not a fan of Ten Hag, but when the whole Ronaldo thing came out, I was back in the club. I was back in Ten Hag.
Tom, you sound like a robot. I don't know why.
How about now?
You're freezing a bit.
How about now?
Still, it's the same.
Well, I think we're nearly finished, so should we just power through, or how about now?
Is there any? No, it's still the same, man. You sound like a robot.
I don't know why. Oh. La, 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 la. All right,
Try
maybe.
and get out and jump back in, at least.
Okay, then.
So yeah, well, look, it's been 2 out of 2.
How about now?
Okay.
I think you. Hello? How are you?
Hello, AI. Tom, how are you?
I mean, there's two people watching, so I don't know if they can hear me like a robot, like Stefano was saying.
Is there 2 people watching?
Yeah.
People tell us in the comment if my man still sounds like a robot, fucking android. And I this android bot. Because I don't know if it's just me.
Well, nope. Nothing's been said yet. But yeah, let's okay, we were talking about slot. It hit Yo-Yo's Babru. Thank you, Yo-Yo. Aristo. It is well.
Hey, you're Ibremas. That's my friend.
Okay, nice. I'm guessing he's already liked and subscribed, and thank you for helping. Listen, we were talking about him on a slot. Yeah, we've already spoken about your expectations. I think if they can win a domestic trophy, brilliant. If they could get back in, hang on a minute, where did you finish last year, Stefano?
Third. She's third.
So you're in Champions League. I mean, you've got a special history with that trophy in terms of doing it when nobody expects you to. So,
yeah.
But I don't know about this year. But at least you're in it, which is important. So maybe try and get back in the go in the Champions League next year again and win a trophy. You know.
Yeah. That's the main thing. I mean, if he wins me an FA Cup and challenge for the league, I won't be upset.
Yeah. All right. I think we should wrap it up there, Stefano. We've done over 1 hour and 38 minutes. Thank you for people for watching. Click like and subscribe. Spread it across your social media pages. Every little bit helps. We're beginning of our channel to get it as popular as we can in Cyprus and probably across Europe or even world. Yeah, and we'll probably come back Thursday to either do a watch along or even a preview for the weekend's game against Nea Salamina for Monia. Stefano, is there anything else you want to say?
I mean, yeah, we've wrapped up everything. Talk about the games. It's gonna be a crazy season. It's gonna be more exciting than last year, I think. This year, because it's just
Yeah. The dog is agreeing with you. That's why. Yeah.
It's funny.
So
yeah, man. Yeah. Thank you, Yorko, for commenting and saying that it here as well. Yo είμαι κουφός. Δεν ακούω το σαν το ρομπότ. But yeah.
Oh man. Alright, guys, that's us, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye.